Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough. It's America's favorite golf podcast right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That guy over there, it's all backwards. PGA of America member John Gerber. It is Sony Open preview week and TGL things that I don't know what the hell they mean or why we're doing it or why we're here or that it was on and I missed stuff and it's been a weird week before we get snowed in here in North Texas. Hello, Johnny. How's your week been?
I mean, you pretty much said it all. I mean, we're about to get Snowmageddon is what we're going to call it.
Yeah.
Snowmageddon. And for here,
Snowpocalypse.
For here, what people don't know is, you know, I grew up in Ohio, and for what we're going to get the next few days is nothing for Ohio because they prep for it. Yeah. They got snow trucks. They got ice trucks. We don't have that here. No. And when it goes down hard, and it's going to be an interesting next 48 hours, especially with the football championship there on Friday that we're supposed to go to. So we'll see how that pans out. But you know, if you want to hang out at home and watch some golf and feel warm, this is a great week for it. Certainly for Hawaii. Maybe a little bit of jealousy factor is going to creep in a little bit when we're snowed in and we're going to be watching golf, and it's going to be 90 degrees and it's sunny, and you know they're going to have some AWC also out there a little bit. So you know, I think it's not going to be like here, but they're going to get some wind and rain. They're supposed to have 2 inches of rain or something like that. So you potentially could see some lower scores. And this is a Sony Open. I know you hate with a par 70. Par 70, 7,000 yards, and the winning score is going to be in the 20s. It'll be
37 under par.
It won't be that. Notoriously, it's not that. It's just going to be too windy. But when these guys start putting ball in hand, which they potentially could get with the mud balls and with the rain, I mean, they're going to shoot. It's not a long golf course for these guys, so it's going to be a dartboard out there. So look for maybe 17 to 22, probably would be my guess. Under par to win this thing. But yeah, a lot of good stuff this week. We'll talk a little bit later on the show on the TGL. You know, you didn't watch much. I watched a little bit of it. We'll talk just briefly. Yeah, we'll talk briefly about it. There's not really much to talk about. I mean, it's something, you know, certainly on the betting, you can get some betting numbers, but certainly on the betting perspective, I don't like. I mean, they didn't really take it that serious. It was entertainment. Mm-hmm. You know, is it cool to, you know, grow the game? I don't know. I think it's just certainly a small sample size to start. We'll see how it picks up. I haven't seen any of the ratings. Everybody that I talked to liked it, but they just thought it wasn't really a competition, right? It was more of an entertainment.
And I didn't know, obviously we talked about it when they announced it, and we may have mentioned it a couple of times. I haven't seen anything else about it. I didn't see any promotions for it, and it should be in places that I hang out online watching, you know, golf shows and events and stuff like that. So it was not promoted very well. And right. I'm just wondering if, you know, if all the reviews and things I've read about it, there was a lot of uncertainties going into it from the players, from the organizers. And so I'm wondering if they did that on purpose so that they could have more of a soft opening, and once they get the kinks worked out, then they'll start pushing it more. But I didn't know it was even on yesterday until I'm flipping my, you know, through the channels, and I see TGL on ESPN. I'm like, okay, well, that's not the golf thing, because surely I would know by now if it was starting tonight.
Right.
But sure enough, it was, and it was like near the end. I didn't even see it. It was on until the end. So, you know, hopefully I'll try to find out when it's on, and I'll get to watch the next one. I guess it's a team type situation, and you're on the simulators, these state-of-the-art simulators. And it sounds, from everything I read, though, it sounds like everybody had a really good time with it.
Yeah, and that's the point. I mean, they had a good time. I mean, how serious it wasn't really I didn't really think it was all that serious. I mean, I don't think the guys took it really all that serious. I think, I don't know. Is it something that they want to do to kind of get their personality out a little bit more? Xander Schauffele certainly opened up. You'll see that if you watch it a little bit back. He was more vocal than the 7 words that he says on the golf course when he plays a regular PGA Tour event. So maybe that's something that they like, and they're going to continue to do to show these guys' personality a little bit more. But in terms of like a real serious competition, I didn't take that from it. I took more of an entertainment, maybe, I'm pretty sure Tiger and Rory, all the technology that's going into all these simulator, I'm pretty sure that they own these companies, right? So there's some value there probably for them. I don't know how much they're going to play on their team. I know they have a team, but they have 4-person teams, but only 3 people play. So, some of the formatting was weird. Some of the, 6 holes of this. And I think for the average golfer, they got confused. Certainly, I think for the expertise golfers that potentially know some of these formats, they were probably a little bit more intrigued. But, I just think it was more of a, hey, let's a little bit of entertainment, not so much of a competition. And you could get money, you could get betting on it. Like, it was weird. Right. There's no way in hell I would touch it in terms of that. Right. This is real. This is real for me. It's just not something that we'll throw pennies out the door. So, and in terms of the betting perspective, they didn't take it serious enough for me. And there's just too many variables in there for me.
Yeah. I mean, you can't, there's not enough tangibles, right? For you to go look at and research from a betting standpoint, like you do with the real game, with the course and the grass and weather conditions. All that's taken out of it with the TGL simulators. So I can imagine that everything you're betting on would be just luck, right? I mean, and that's no fun.
Yeah. I mean, who wants to, like I said, how they're not grinding. These guys didn't look at putts. They didn't look at putts. They were, Oberg just, he dominated the thing just because he's just that good. And, he played pretty good he played pretty good at Kapalua. So I think that's just kind of boiling over to just good play is good play. So I think there was a couple kinks in terms of the simulator stuff. I thought that you'll see it if you kind of go watch it back. But in terms of the entertainment, I enjoyed it for the entertainment standpoint. It was cool. There was nothing else on. I think I was watching CSI or something last night. Was it? Yeah, CSI, or I don't remember what I was watching.
You weren't watching reruns of the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show on FanStream Sports?
I've heard it before.
What everybody does.
I've seen that one before. It'd be like Nancy. It's Nancy. She watches these old school movies, like Gunsmoke and
I do too. I love those.
Laramie and all this stuff.
Wagon Train.
Little House on the Prairie. I don't know all this shit that she watches, but she has probably seen every episode of 15 series 20 times each. But she will vow till she can't walk up the steps that this is the first time she had seen it. So, kind of the same thing with your show. I've seen every episode 25 times, so I don't, I didn't watch it.
26 then. It needs to be 26.
I guess. Well, y'all need to do a new show. How about that?
Well, tune in tonight.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Tune in tonight at 7 Central for a new live updated Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show.
I will.
I've already opened the bourbon. So we're tripping right now.
I will be watching it from probably Boomer Jacks, as I am probably going to be the last time we get out for a few days.
A couple of days, till Saturday maybe.
Yeah, so I might as well go out and get out before we start slipping and sliding. And my car will not do very well in this ice. I promise you that. No. So I'm not even going to risk it. I'm gonna put the cover over the car.
Oh, you got a cover for it. That's not snooty or anything.
No, not at all.
Surprised you don't rent a garage.
Well, I tried. There was nothing there. But the only reason I did get the cover was because of hail.
Is it a hail-proof cover?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of those before. Wow.
Yeah. German
engineering, huh?
Yeah, it's just called a cover. I mean, it's just what it is. But
that's nice. All right.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, it is the Sony Open week. Of course, from the YLA Country Club in Honolulu. Hawaii. I guess that's still part of the United States. I always say they need to stay in the United States to play golf, but I don't even know if that counts as part of the United States anymore.
It certainly is.
Hawaii.
It certainly is.
Par 70, 7,044 yards, $8.7 million purse. And the defending champion will not be in attendance this year. And something nice, very, very nice happened on Tuesday. As, of course, the late Grayson Murray won this event last season by making a birdie on the 18th hole. He won in a playoff with a 40-foot putt. It was a great, great, great moment for him before he moved on in May and backed out of the Colonial here in North Texas. He withdrew during the second round. His playing partner, Peter Malnati, I guess, I don't know what was said between the two, but it was kind of alerted to something maybe not being so good with Grayson. He said something to PGA Tour officials who I think reached out to him, but it was the very next day when Grayson Murray took his own life tragically. But the tournament, the players, the course, everybody were there yesterday on Tuesday with PGA Tour officials, caddies, literally everyone alongside Grayson Murray's family as they stood along the shore behind the 16th green to pay tribute to the defending champion. The celebration of life took place one day after the PGA Tour announced the launch of the Grayson Murray Foundation, which is geared toward raising awareness in support of mental health and addiction. Grayson's father twice declined to speak as he was fighting back emotions during the ceremony held by the Friends of Hawaii Charities. And he eventually, Murray's brother Eric eventually got everyone involved in the celebration to introduce the new charity and to celebrate the life of Grayson for that. That's a great cause. Mental health is something that it probably affects you don't even know.
Yeah,
it's becoming more and more mainstream, and it used to be something you just don't talk about, and we can't have that anymore because it's so important to get help with stuff like that if you're dealing with stuff.
Yeah, you just don't never know what people are going through, right? I mean, it's just one of those things that it looks so great on the outside, but internally with demons, and he had been battling stuff, alcohol addiction, drug addiction for a long time, and we talked about that last year after his passing. Unfortunately, that happened here in Texas, you said during the Colonial, which is unfortunate. But like I said, he had, when that guy was playing golf, he was on. He was touted as, he was one of the best junior players in the world. He was one of the best amateurs in the world, multiple time winner on the PGA Tour. But it was well known through the inner circles of the PGA Tour how he was fighting the demons, the internal demons, and battling alcohol. And, like I said, he looked, having the girlfriend and, getting married or whatever that situation was, certainly seemed to help for a long time. You didn't hear much about it for probably a year's time. And then you hear some rumblings again when it comes to something like that. So yeah, that's tough. Like I said, you just never know what people are going through, especially, a guy like that seems like he's got it by the short and curlies after winning a PGA Tour event, 4 months earlier. And, sometimes, those types of successes are never enough.
No. And again, you never know what someone's going through. So it's best to ask questions. If you're concerned, say something. And just, sometimes people just need a listening ear when they're dealing with stuff. So
yep.
Thoughts and prayers this time of year, obviously going out to Murray's family, but that's a great thing that the tournament, the charities out in Hawaii, that the players, the caddies, everybody got together yesterday on Tuesday to celebrate the life of Grayson. Things will move along. Tee times starting tomorrow on Thursday. It's the first full field event of the season, headlined by just a number of players who make the short trip from Kapalua to Honolulu. You've got players here this week ranging from recent winners to PGA Tour rookies. So you've got all the mix that you get in a full field event, headlined, of course, by Hideki Matsuyama, as he became the 7th player in PGA Tour history to win both tournaments in Hawaii. He can now seek another share of history by winning the 2 tournaments in the same season. If he could do that, he will join Justin Thomas in 2017 and Ernie Els in 2003 as the only 3 men at that point to do so. We didn't get to talk about Matsuyama last week very much.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at something like that, the most impressive thing when it comes to something like that, I mean, good golf is good golf, but you're looking at 2 polar different types of golf courses. I mean, you can't structure 2 different types of golf courses from where they played last week at Kapalua with the elevation changes and the length and the terrain and, the size of the greens and pretty straight, right in front of you. And then you're going back here and then you're going a week later. That a lot of dog legs. This golf course is almost 100 years old. So, you're looking at something like that. That's what's more impressive than everything, that when these guys are able to go back to back in the same year, or even, winning Kapalua and winning Hawaii, that just goes to show that their game the game will travel. It's one of those golf courses that's probably, you got a handful on the PGA Tour. There's a lot of quirkiness to it. The guys who seem to play well here a lot, just because they know the angles, they know the sight lines, real old school grainy Bermuda greens, with this golf course being so old, not a lot of undulations on the greens as opposed to last week. So they're relatively flat. So the greens, the grain of the greens is going to be the difficulty for, some of these players. You have 26 rookies on the PGA Tour playing this week. So, I'm not so sure. These guys need starts, but I'm not so sure with the quirkiness and kind of knowing, having some home course advantage. I'm not so sure how well these rookies are going to, play just because of the quirkiness. And then obviously their first time, playing in a PGA Tour event or a handful of times, and they're getting their PGA Tour off to a start. So I don't look for any of those guys to really contend when it comes to this week. I like the kind of the veterans that's played well here in the past to have some success this week.
Matsuyama's just one of 35 players who played last week at the Century that will be in the field this week. Former Sony Open winners like Russell Henley, Siwoo Kim are looking for their first wins in quite a while, with Corey Connors, Keegan Bradley, and Maverick McNeely, who all had recent close calls at this golf course. Tom Kim makes his season debut following a strong offseason. It included contention runs at the DP World Tour, the World Hero, I always say it backwards. I don't know why I want to say World Hero Challenge, but it's a Hero World Challenge. Joined by Sahith Theegala, Daniel Berger, Dana McCarthy, Ben Griffin, Brian Harmon, and other notable players who went through last season without a victory. You've got Billy Horschel, Taylor Pendrith, Austin Eckroat, JT Poston, Davis Thompson, and his wife. Harry Hall, Chris Kirk, and Cameron Davis, all raising trophies in 2024 that look to do the same early here in 2025. Let's go ahead and take our first break, Johnny, and get out some bills paid here. We'll come up and we'll talk about the field, the odds, sort of preview some of your players that you'll have on your card later in the show with your winners at the Sony Open. We are from the rough right here on Fan Stream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Johnny the Gerb Man, PGA of America member Gerber. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that Turf Life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, Turf Life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
For more than 3 decades, Bob's Steak and Chop House has remained an icon of DFW restaurants. Why? Well, maybe it's because of Bob. He's fanatical about cleanliness and friendliness, and his food, oh my Lord, his food. If you've been there, you know about it. If you haven't been there, you should know about it. The original Bob welcomes you at either of his 2 locations, Bob's on Lemon Avenue or the sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That's PGA of America member Johnny Gerber here previewing the 2025 Sony Open for you on a Wednesday. Coming at you from North Texas before snowpocalypse rolls in on us.
What are you going to do? Are you going to be bunkered up in the studio, or are you going to?
No, I'm taking everything home with me in case I can't get here in the morning for the JP show. So
yeah, and
that's
smart.
definitely for Friday. I think they've already closed schools.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we're a little touchy right there, anyways, with the internet and stuff like that in our studio. So yeah, that would be smart.
The heater doesn't work either, by the way. So it's never worked. So yeah, it's never worked. So yeah, well, I've got a space heater here in the studio that when I came in, it read 62 degrees.
Did you tell them?
Afternoon. No, because I don't want them coming in here and messing with it. Because the unit's right above our studio table, and we'll have. I mean, it's fine. I don't need heat. I can put a sweater on, or I have a space heater. I'm good.
Well, we got to have heat. We don't need to have a space heater. We pay for it.
Oh, we just need the air conditioning in the summer. That's all I care about.
All right.
And
I'll text Adam. It'll be 75 degrees in there.
And then we had to have lights replaced. They came in and replaced lights, and they broke one of the light covers when they replaced the lights. So I got to get on them about that to replace it already.
Call Magic Mike.
Does he still work here?
I don't know. When's the last time I've been over there? I ain't been over there since the last time.
I hadn't seen him since before you moved to Kansas City.
Well, he's there. I'm just not sure
Taylor's
where.
here. I can miss Taylor Sparks. I usually message her and stuff like that. So
she's nice. She's nice.
I took a picture of the light thing, and I meant to text it to her when I left Monday. And then I forgot because I got on the road. And then when I walked in this afternoon, I was like, oh, crap. Because it's sitting there hanging from the ceiling. I was like, dang it. So I'll take care of that here. But nobody cares about the trials and tribulations that we go through in our awesome studios, by the way. Available for you to rent if you're in the North Texas area and you want to come to a professional-looking and sounding podcast. Come at me. because you can use our facilities here, video, audio, both, either or, doesn't matter. We'll do production for you. We'll distribute it for you. Anything you want. All available right here at the FanStream Sports Studios in Dallas. Coming soon, services in Tampa, Kansas City, and Columbus. How you like that?
Right. That's right.
And ever-growing markets that we have. So, Johnny, the Sony Open, we mentioned some of the players that will be here. Let's get into a little bit of the field and the odds. Your favorite, of course, as the one guy that's always the favorite.
Well, yeah, because they suck.
They all suck. But our one favorite,
Scotty Scheffler,
is not playing because of the injury to his hand suffered, on Christmas Day, I think it was?
Yeah.
As apparently Rory McIlroy showed up at his house with a ball peen hammer and just took that hammer to Scotty's hand on the table.
It's like Goodfellas.
Yeah, it's in an effort to even the field a little bit for everybody. But Scotty's still recovering from hand surgery and from a very mysterious injury, by the way, that he will not expound on.
And he withdrew withdrew next week also. So
yeah, no, he's not gonna be playing for here for a little bit. So that being said, and of course Rory never plays Hawaii. Very rarely is he in Hawaii anyway. We talked about that last show out.
he plays Dubai. He gets his couple million for being in Dubai, and he's not messing around with that with Hawaii.
I mean, I'd rather be in Dubai than Hawaii too. Anyway, like I don't blame him
me
for
too.
that.
No, I don't know, not at all.
I don't know what Hawaii does for anybody. It doesn't do anything for me. It's like I said, I don't even know that it's part of the U.S. anymore. I don't even know that for a fact.
I spent some pretty decent time there in a row, me and Waterbed, and it's fun. In February, it was hot. It gets light at like 3:00 in the morning, and we were there. We were there for like 10 days, 12 days, and we stayed at Kahanapali. Yeah, and it was man, they thought we were crazy. We were this has been 20 years ago, anyways, and we're getting up in the morning and 3:00 in the morning, Jeb, he's like, yeah, you want to grab you want to eat cold beers?
Yes.
So we're walking around the resort at 3:00.
I need an alarm clock that sounds like Jeb, by the way.
4:00 in the morning, cracking cold beers, and people were looking at us like we're crazy, which what we are, but we were
they're idiots, though.
Yeah, no, it was fun for about 4 days, and other than that, we were on Maui, and I was ready. It's far. I mean, it's a long way. I'd rather go to Costa Rica than go there. So
I have no desire to fly over the water for that amount of time.
And the people aren't really that nice. I mean, it's so super. The place that they rely on tourism probably the most, they're not really that friendly. I mean, they're not. They almost don't want you there. That the locals. So
Hey, Americans.
No, I don't know. I didn't dive into it enough. I mean, like I said, it's over 20 years ago since I was there.
Figured you were hitting on all the girls out there.
I was.
You like them Asians?
Yeah, I do. Well, they're not all. They prefer out there. They call them
Islanders or what, something like that.
I think Hawaiians.
Nah, that can't be right. That didn't sound
Polynesian.
right.
Polynesian.
Are they part of the Polynesian? I thought that was all like Indonesia and crap down farther south in the Atlantic.
Yeah, you're not close, Rand McNally, with your maps. Not close.
I will challenge you to a map off any day, and I will dominate you, sir.
Firmly, you won't.
It can be international. It can be states. Let's go international capitals.
For a guy that doesn't have a passport and hasn't been out of the country, I am not. That's you won't win. I won't
dominate.
And for you to talk about it, you have to have been there.
That's not a rule. I can
just
say
like
I hate Hawaii. I can say you know what? I don't want to visit Ukraine either, but I've never been there and I have an opinion on it.
It's just like a guy. I remember my first year in Europe when I was there. I was in Germany and Austria, and I learned German. I studied German. And I came back and I wanted to get some more college courses, so I took a German class, which I knew German already, but it was just a good place to get some
language to learn.
Hard, extremely difficult. So the teacher didn't speak German. He did it all off of videos and did it all off of audio stuff.
He just did Babbel.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Class.
Babbel. Yeah. Rosetta
Zach
Stone.
speaks German. Zach speaks German. My son.
Oh,
speaks
really?
German. Yeah.
They did Rosetta Stone or something. I don't know what they did. So that's you. That's you. You'll talk about it to a place that you've never been, which is, it's a little hypocritical.
No,
but
it's not. I know where I don't want to go.
Well, then don't talk about it. Then
I also don't ever want to take a cruise, and I've never been on a cruise.
You don't want to go to hell, and that's why you don't talk about it. So
I've never been there either.
You will soon. You will soon.
There's no such place. It doesn't exist. Catholics, y'all got it all wrong, by the way.
I'm not Catholic.
No, I was talking to the Catholics, not you.
Okay, all right.
You're
Back to golf.
Presbyterian.
Back to. Welcome to the church show.
So, Hideki, what is that special? Hideki Matsuyama, your favorite, as I was trying to say earlier before we were so derailed by geography. 9-1. 9-1 is your favorite. Flawless en route to setting all kinds of scoring records at the Century, thanks in large part to a brand new putter in the golf bag. Employing a brand new wand at Kapalua. He hopes to kind of reflect that same level of comfort with his putter, with the greens.
And he's not using it this week. He's not using it this week. Using a different putter this week.
Right.
How about that?
Because he struggled. Well, he's been struggling with the putter, and he's got to use whatever's comfortable at that time. He's playing
the putter that he won with last week. He's not using this week.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's a different course.
Well.
And he knows what's comfortable. Maybe he didn't like it. I don't know. Should we have had him on the show to discuss?
Doesn't speak English, so that'd be perfect.
Good day, mate. Well, you could translate. You speak Swahili or whatever. I don't know what he speaks.
He is from Japan.
How do you know that? How do you know where he's from? Nobody really knows that. I mean, Japan's close to Australia. Maybe he's Australian. Good day, mate.
Everyone in the world knows Hideki Matsuyama is from Japan.
That's not true.
Well, except for you. How
do we know he's not Chinese?
Because he's not. Because he represented Japan in the Olympics. How about that?
Well, you just got to pay money to do that. That doesn't mean anything.
Oh, boy. Coming from a guy that doesn't have a passport.
Coming
from the guy that's probably not going to get in. I mean, it's just not.
It's whatever. It's all overrated anyway.
Okay,
he's played in this tournament 11 times in his career. He's gained significant strokes on the greens just once in 2022 when he won in a playoff over Henley. At 14-1, next on the list, the future greatest golfer in the history of the world, Corey Connors at 14-1. All signs right now are pointing to Corey Connors claiming his third PGA Tour title this week. As a convergence of good form and great course history are here for the great Corey Connors. He's coming off a top 5 finish at the Century where he led the field in strokes gained putting. He now comes to this golf course where his reliable tee to green play can thrive. He's made all 6 cuts in his 6 Sony Open appearances and notched 4 top 12s in the process.
Yeah, it's a tee to green. It's a great golf course for him. He struggles. He's such a dominant ball striker, top 2. I would put him in top 2 or 3 best on the PGA Tour. But you look at this golf course in terms of the greens. We talked a little bit last week. You thought he might struggle on the greens, but his 2 wins were on Bermuda and San Antonio. That being said, not all Bermuda is the same. Last week at Kapalua, the reason why he played well, it's this new hybrid of Bermuda. It's not like this week. It's just different. This is so much more grain, but he doesn't really play well on these types of old school Bermuda grainy greens. Last week was Bermuda, but it's more of a hybrid Bermuda like he had won on at TPC San Antonio. This week, it's a little bit different. And like I said, it's so much more grainier, but he's such a superior ball striker on a golf course like this. He can get away with average putting. He just can. And that's why he's always had success there. He hits it so damn good that his putting could just be average, and he's going to have an opportunity to contend.
20-1 Tom Kim making his season debut. He added some sneaky speed towards the end of last season, which doesn't really matter this week, but it's still something to pay attention to over the course of 2025. After a year that was riddled with surprising inconsistencies on the greens, he might have found something with the putter at the President's Cup and has carried it over in stroke play events. He arrived at this tournament in 2023 as the heavy favorite, only to miss the cut. Ouch. Next Also at 20-1, Russell Henley. He finished in the middle of the pack of the century. He was unable to go really low at Kapalua and instead settled on 4 rounds of steady under par golf. This course could be a much better fit for his game, as his accuracy off the tee and pinpoint iron play will allow him to separate from the field as he's done in the past. Collecting 2 top 5 finishes in the last 3 years, he's got a chance to do even better this year as he comes in as a good putter, as in his rookie year when he won the golf tournament. Thoughts on Henley?
Love him this week. You'll see. We'll talk a little bit later. He's on top of our board. I mean, this guy. This is a place. I mean, we always talk about horses for courses. This is the guy that he thrives here. I mean, he loves this place. Great ball striker, has the length, and length is not the biggest deal here. It's more of knowing your lines, having experience on this type of golf course. You know, if you look at the past winners, they're not the longest guys on the PGA Tour. They're more tacticians. They know the lines, they know the dog legs, and they're really good putters on old school Bermuda greens is what we have this week.
All right, sorry, I got to put up a little something here for everybody watching as we get this out of the way. I've always wanted to do this.
Oh, at my expense?
No.
No.
Just so everybody knows, horses for courses is said to mean that different people are suitable for different things or kinds of situations, and this ought to be taken into account when making choices in particular cases. That's what horses for courses means. I always get messages from people, what the hell does that mean? I've never heard that before. I'm like, well, I've heard it from Johnny my whole life. I don't know. Like, that's the only place I've ever heard it. So I had to explain to everybody what it means.
And that's very good. Now, in layman's terms, basically, and when it comes to golf, your golf.
Thank you, William. Thanks for watching. We are a couple of ignorant hill folks. Yeah. I'm sure he's talking about my geography lessons, but yes, thanks for joining us anyway, William. Appreciate you.
Yeah. No, it's just, especially in golf, there's golf games. Certain golf courses fit guys' golf games. That's why you see guys play well on the same golf courses year in and year out. That's why you see guys that always play well at Augusta. If they can get in, they play well at Augusta. It fits their game, just like this week in Hawaii.
Very good. Next on our list, we've got a couple of 25-1s. Keegan Bradley and Maverick McNeely, 28-1. Byung-Hun An, 30-1. You've got Robert McIntyre and Siwoo Kim, and then 30-1 also, Johnny, Luke Clanton. If Nick Dunlap can win as an amateur on the PGA Tour, why can't Luke Clanton? The former Seminole played in 8 PGA Tour events in 2024 and notched top 10 finishes in half of them. The most recent came at the RSM Classic, where he had a chance to post the clubhouse lead on the 72nd hole, but failed to get an up and down from the greenside bunker. He has all the game in the world, but it'll be interesting to see how he takes it to the tight corridors of this course this week. Thoughts on Luke Clanton?
Yeah, the same. I mean, you said it right. I mean, if Nick Dunlap can have the success that he's had, certainly Will Clanton can also. You see his past success that he had last year as an amateur. He lost a lot of money and probably lost his PGA Tour card by not turning pro, but that's just the cost of doing business when it has something to do with like that. But again, this is not a golf course that I like a first timer to play well, just because of the nuances in the dog legs and some of the things that you kind of got to look for. It's not really straightforward here, and especially knowing the greens, knowing the breaks of the greens with the strong Bermuda, as we talked about earlier, is I just don't see like a new guy coming in to really play well. You don't see Russell Henley won his first time, cool, long time ago. So you'll rarely see that, and I don't really see any of the rookies having an opportunity to contend this week.
Coming up next is everybody's favorite portion of the show, when Johnny gives you the ability to make some money. You got to follow the system to win at the system. You can't pick and choose. We'll get into all of Johnny's picks as well as my dartboard picks that Johnny hasn't seen yet. So I can't wait for some live instant reaction on my winner, my top 10, and my top 20 for the Sony Open here in 2025. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
In 1993, Bob opened the original Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these two Bob's, each run by the Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I am noted local, national, and international radio, television, and podcast personality, IndyCarTim. That guy over there, Johnny the Gerbman Gerber. We are here in North Texas, anxiously awaiting the snowpocalypse, supposed to arrive sometime tomorrow morning on Thursday morning, and snow us in until maybe late Friday.
Saturday,
So we'll
Friday.
see. So we'll see. I mean, everything's going to be melted and off the roads by Friday night. I don't think it's not going to be cold enough for it to do a lot of damage to the roads or keep us in very long, but they're already closing some schools around the area by where I live, and I know out east in Sunnyvale, they've closed their schools. I have a buddy with kids out there that mentioned that on the radio today. And, you know, it's never quite as bad as they say it's going to be, but you still got to kind of prepare. But I don't know that it's necessary to go start hoarding 50 loaves of bread off your grocery store shelves and loading up on milk. You know, maybe go get some bottled water, because it's just do your normal grocery shopping the day before, and I think you'll be fine.
It's not going to be nearly as bad as what 4 years ago when we had all the power outages, and
2021, February of 2021. Yeah,
that was brutal. We had no electric. You couldn't get on the roads, and again, we talked about we don't have the capacity to have salt trucks here in Dallas, so they put sand and they try to get ready for it, but you're never always ready. But the problem is people just overreact. Guys, listen, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna go away. Stay off the roads. Stay home. I know a lot of you people might not like your families, or their families might not like you, but you just might want to get a little quality time with him here in the next couple of days. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's why this is happening, right? So, hey, it's going to be fine. It's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience for a day and a half. Other than that, it's going to move on. Just stay off the roads and just relax. Just stay home.
Ron, I don't know what you're talking about, Ron. What am I supposed to do with Michael Irvin's voice? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do that. That's Colby that does that. I don't do Michael Irvin's voice, but I appreciate you watching, Ron. Ron and I went to high school together way back in the day.
I could do Waterbed's voice for closing if you want.
Yeah, he doesn't know who Waterbed is, though.
Oh, okay. All right. He might be the only person that doesn't know who he is.
No, I don't know. If he'd come on the show every now and then, more people would know who he was.
He's busy. He's going to be at the game with Matthew on Friday. Yeah, he is.
He's not busy. He's not.
Oh, no, he's not busy. No. Well, yeah, he is. He's not busy, right? But he is too busy for us.
Everyone is.
He's mad at me right now because I haven't been over to Dallas for a while and hung out with him and drank. So this one.
Me neither. I hadn't seen you.
I need you to come over and fix my printer.
You need me to come plug in your wireless printer? That cracks me up.
Just plug it in.
You come plug in my wireless printer. All right. I mean,
funny.
You hung the TV by yourself. You didn't need me for that.
Well, it hadn't fell down yet, so that's good.
Well, that's good. You got like a broom handle that's holding it up from the bottom.
No, but I got a bed on the floor, so when it falls, it doesn't break.
Okay, it'll bounce.
Yeah, it'll bounce.
Fall harmlessly to the bed frame. Let's get into everyone's favorite section of the show, Johnny. It's time for you to make everybody a little bit of money. But before that, they have to fight and suffer through my dartboard picks. It's the first time I've done them this year. I didn't do them for the Century, mainly just because I didn't really have time. I didn't really want to. I put some thought into these, though. So I need to know as we get into our music here.
Yeah, they're bad. I don't even have to see them. They're wrong. I already know.
So Johnny hasn't seen this. Sometimes I send to him ahead of time. Sometimes I don't. This time I did not. He has not seen them yet. But let's get into Tim's. And these are literally dartboard picks. My picks are not for you to make money to win. These are just mainly me throwing out what I think. So, and I pick a winner, a top 10, and a top 20. For my top 20 this week, Johnny, at the Sony Open in Hawaii. I think that's the correct pronunciation, actually. Hawaii. Daniel Berger at plus 230 for my top 20. My top 10, my arch nemesis, Davis Thompson. She will be mine one day, sir, at plus 430.
I haven't seen you. You still have a picture of her? I haven't seen you. I ain't seen y'all together for a while. It's holidays. Oh, there we go.
Future ex-girlfriend. There's a better picture of her right there. Oh, boy. And then here's me when I'm asking her out.
Cocktails are good.
Cocktails are good. Thanks, Tom. That was the night I got Tom's Town or something. I don't know what we did that night. And then my winner at 25-1, JG, Keegan Bradley.
To be honest with you, for the first time in a long time, those picks are pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even have to be good. They just have to be not bad. I'd be happy with not bad.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad. You had a. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Weather's coming in. So, you had a pretty good pick last week, and Corey Connors screwed you over. You had Taylor Pendrith.
No, as the top finishing Canadian.
I know. And it kind of killed us last week, too. So, there we go.
All right.
I didn't mind that pick.
Let's get into Johnny's picks here. Brought to you by Golf Central Magazine. Head over to golfcentralmag.com for the latest and greatest, as a new issue will be coming out here in about a week. It's not just golf. It's travel, philanthropy, lifestyle for chicks and dudes over at Golf Central Magazine. Head over to golfcentralmag.com. Put your email in there. They'll then send you a new, almost an episode, a new copy every month for free. So, Johnny, tell us about your picks.
After a winning week last week, it could have been a hell of a lot better than it was. We kind of got messed up a little bit when our favorite person, he's going to be on the list, Cam Young. He might have made the list after he three-putted the last hole.
You were not
losing to Corey Connors in our matchups for us to go 4-0. Instead, we went 3-1 in our matchups. We did make profit a whole whopping $12, a $12 bill. We were plus $12 bill. We would have turned it to $212 bill, but Corey Connors messed us up. But that being said, this card here in the Sony Open, we are notorious for doing extremely well. The reason why is, again, we talk about the guys who play well here always play well year in and year out. And I love the card this week, and you can tell from the top of our leaderboard, Russell Henley at 20-1. I don't know what else to say. He's played well. He played pretty solid last week. He loves this place. He's motivated. He knows the sight lines. The golf course doesn't change. You're looking at a guy that I think he's going to make a push to try to get on that Ryder Cup team this year. And this is a good way to start. After last week also at 20-1, I love him in this spot. Your boy from last week, Taylor Pendrith at 40-1. I like his form. This golf course isn't notorious for having the long hitters play well here, but I think he can be really strategic and hit a lot of 3-woods and irons off these tees. And I like the form that he came in from last week. He struggled at the very first round, but his last 3 rounds were really solid. And I think he's going to continue that great form coming into this week at the Sony Open at 40-1. I love him in that spot with that much value at 40-1. Third pick this week, Ben Griffin at 50-1. Again, guy doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Didn't play last week. He might be a little bit rusty. I know the weather hasn't been really good in the Carolinas, so how much he's practiced is a little bit unknown. But coming to a place that he feels like he knows the sight lines, he's going to get a little bit of warm weather. It's going to be soft. He's not the shortest guy, but he doesn't hit a lot of balls out of play. So you're going to look at him, being in that contention. I think he can get to probably 20 to 21 under par. So I think at 50-1, I love him at this spot. Ham sandwich pick this week, Tom Hoagie, 55-1. Listen, this is the perfect golf course for this guy. I mean, especially if it gets soft. He won Pebble Beach. Little quirky like Pebble Beach. Nothing's like Pebble Beach, but some of the dog legs and some of the sight lines are very similar to Pebble Beach. Pebble has really old school Poanya greens. This place has very old school Bermuda greens. This guy can put on anything. He's here in Fort Worth. He's used to the old school Bermuda. I really look for him coming off a really solid performance last week. I think length got him a little bit last week to not really be able to get to 36 under par. Not a lot of people could. I think he pressed it a little bit, but he played well the first 2 rounds. I think that carries over this week, and great value with our ham sandwich pick this week, 55-1. 2 top 10 picks this week, as always. Tom Kim at plus 210. Again, like you said, first event of the season. Is he going to have a little bit of rust? I'm not so sure. This guy's a grinder. He lives here in Dallas. Weather hasn't been that bad except for this week, so he's had plenty of time to practice. I think, going into a place that he's very comfortable and had success before. I didn't like him to win. That's why we dropped him down in that top 20 spot. I don't think he can make enough birdies to win to get to that 22 under mark. I just don't think he's played enough competitive golf to get there. There's a lot of value to say of getting into some form in competitive golf. But I do like him in this top 10 spot. I think he can maybe get to 14, 15, 16 under par. It's not going to win, but it certainly cover that top 10. Maverick McNeely at plus 260. Look at these guys on the PGA Tour. The guy talented like Maverick McNeely doesn't make a lot of mistakes. His ball striking is extremely good. This is one of the keys for this golf course. You have to be a great ball striker. You don't really have to be a great driver of the golf ball. But again, when a guy wins, it opens up the floodgates, and a smart guy like him, he's not going to make a lot of mistakes. And that confidence that he had from winning in the fall, I think it's going to carry over to a place that he's had some success in the past. And I like him at this plus 260 spot. 2 top 20 picks this week, as always. Siwoo Kim at plus 170. Winner 2 years ago. Again, home cooking per se. He knows the sight lines. He has a lot of confidence. He can draw back on some of those things that he is, done well in the past. Mm-hmm. He kind of fits that mold of Tom Kim. He hasn't played. How much rust is he going to have? I'm not really so sure. That's why I didn't put him in the winners category. But I do like him a little bit of value at that plus in the top 20 at plus 170. And Patton Kizzire at plus 425. Winner in the fall. He's won this golf tournament before. I think he won, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think he won in 2018 or 2019. So it hasn't been that long. Real talented on the PGA Tour. If you see when he won in the fall, he said, listen, I've really been an underachiever. He's admitting to say he's an underachiever in his golf game. He has as much talent as all those Georgia guys has come out. He reminds me a lot of Harris English. And again, in my opinion, an underachiever. Fits that mold in that category. I really like that top 20 spot at Patton Kizzire plus 425. Coming off, again, a positive week going up their first year in 2025. I like the spots this week. I like our picks this week. And again, we're going to continue to do matchups on Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully we can get a undefeated record again, like what we should have had last week if we didn't put Cam Young, who's on the list.
What's this we stuff? Those were your picks, not our picks.
Well, if they were our picks, then you would have done well.
Then I would have won.
Yeah, won.
But they were your picks.
Yeah, we're a team here. I'm not singular like you. We're a team.
But when you do well, they're your picks. When you miss stuff, then they're our picks.
No, you never heard me say I.
That's the way it
works.
works.
Me say I. Yeah, whatever. That's why you ain't got no heat. That's why you ain't got no heat in there. I cut it off.
I mean, the air conditioner still works. That's for dang sure. Because I turn the heat on, and all that comes out is cold air. So
you got to fix that because when I come over, it better be 75.
No room will ever be 75 in a room that I'm in. That's naked.
House?
That's naked weather at 75. You can't have clothes on at 75.
You've been to my house at 75. That's what it is. I feel like
not when I'm there.
I'm in San Diego. Well, you turn it down?
Turn it down to 67.
That's why I get sick all the time. Just come over and fix my damn printer, and then you can leave.
Then I'll fix your thermostat for you.
Yeah.
Nobody should have it 75 in their house. That's why you're sick.
I want to feel like I'm in San Diego.
Get a blanket.
All the time. All the time. I have blankets.
Nobody wants to go to California. It's all on fire right now.
Nah, it's a little too soon, son. A little too soon.
Speaking of California, yeah, thoughts and prayers for all those people out there dealing with that, because that is, and it's funny. It's not funny, but I was watching the Fox Weather Channel most of the day today, trying to keep up with our impending weather here in Dallas. And, of course, they were covering the California wildfires in L.A. County, and they actually used the word apocalyptic when describing it. Like on the screen, their on-screen bottom third graphic said apocalyptic wildfires in L.A. County. And I was like, holy crap, that's how you know it's bad when they use the word apocalyptic.
Well, if you look at that area,
say that word.
Pacific Palisades, all that. I mean, that's where the rich, that's where the elite rich of the rich live. And they were kind of going down the list of like
there.
some of the stars and athletes that live there. Mm-hmm. There is a lot that's house destroyed. JJ Redick house is done. Yeah. I mean, they were just kind of going down the list.
Well, don't mention him with celebrities, though. I mean, come on.
I said athletes, celebrity and athletes.
Nobody knows who JJ Redick is.
Everyone knows. Hey, let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something. You need.
And he's an amateur.
Is that cold weather in the studio freezing your brain?
No, it's nice and toasty. 67 degrees now. That's what I set the thermostat on the heater at.
Well, I'm going to fix that, or I'm just going to
We don't talk about JJ Redick on this show. Come on.
What's wrong with JJ Redick?
He's an idiot. James Wood, the actual famous person, James Wood, was posting pictures on his X account starting yesterday when there was literally nothing in his neighborhood. And then in the course of about 6 hours, there are flames coming up to the top of his deck in his backyard. He's like, I think it's time to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tragic what's happening out there. So we will be back Monday? On Monday to recap the 2025 Sony Open. We will be back on Wednesday to preview the American Express from La Quinta, California. I think it's far enough away from the wildfires. It should be okay.
If the wildfires are going all the way to La Quinta in the desert, California is in trouble. California is in trouble.
More trouble than it already is.
That's right.
That's for damn sure. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Johnny Gerber. We'll be back on Monday. Make sure you look out for the matchups on Saturday and Sunday on all of our social media across all of our platforms. Until next time, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.